What's up, squad, and welcome to episode 15 of X Marks the Spot, your dedicated Xbox podcast here at youtube.com/InstallationX. I'm your host, your captain, your one-man band, Sykes, and I hope that whoever you are, wherever you are, and whatever you may be doing, you are safe and well. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video podcast, please make sure you leave a like, head over to InstallationX and subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications for more Xbox content. And if you want to get involved in the show, then let me know your thoughts in the comment section. You can send me your questions via email to xmarksthespotpodcast@gmail.com or tweet me at _installation_x with the best questions being added to the show. And a reminder that if you need some crewmates to aid you in your gaming experiences, then you can send in your gamer tag and a description of the games you play and the people you're looking for to xmarksthespotpodcast@gmail.com, and I'll read them out at the start of the show. I hope you are well, squad. We have had a very busy week in the Xbox world because the Xbox Game Showcase, the big July showcase, dropped on Thursday. This has been recorded on the Monday. So I've had about 3.5 days to kind of process everything that was shown, especially Halo Infinite. That's been quite the talking point on the internet. And basically today's episode is going to be a special, going through the showcase, picking it apart, kind of talking about all the games that got revealed and announced, and my overall thoughts on the whole showcase in itself. Now, before we go any further, obviously Halo Infinite was kind of the big game that was put front and centre. We got the big gameplay reveal, the demo itself, and I kind of went through everything about that demo in a 2-part series on InstallationX. So if you want to go and check out my thoughts on Halo Infinite, then go and check out those 2 videos. I'm not going to regurgitate everything that I kind of put into those videos here. It seems a bit pointless, but I thought Halo Infinite overall was very, very positive. I'm a massive Halo fan. I know I haven't really covered Halo much here on the channel yet, because, to be honest, there's not really been much to cover apart from going back and over Halo 5, which I've done to death a million times playing it on my own, so I don't really want to kind of make content on it at the moment. But I'm very much gearing up to making lots of content around Halo Infinite, because I'm a massive, massive Halo fan. And I felt overall Halo Infinite was very, very positive. There's way more I liked about it than I disliked. I'd say I'm probably about 85-90% of what I saw I was well into. There's about 10% that I think needs sorting, but again, you can check those out on those 2 videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and kind of break down everything that got announced, first party, second party and third party, and kind of talk about it in as much details as we've got, really. And we're going to go straight into it. So the Xbox Trade Test News has one item, and that is the Xbox Game Showcase provides a glimpse of the future, but questions still remain. So Halo Infinite is out of the way. What we got after Halo Infinite is we got the reveal of State of Decay 3, which is going to be coming to Series X and Windows PC. This is obviously from Undead Labs. And we got a CGI trailer. It was a very interesting CGI trailer. I'm very excited about this because at the end of the day, I'm not a massive State of Decay fan, if I'm honest. I tried State of Decay 2 with Game Pass. I couldn't really get into it. I did struggle to get into it, so I kind of uninstalled it. But I might try and go back and give it another shot. I didn't really spend that much time with it. But this kind of hints that State of Decay could be going more of a graphical, intensive route, really bringing it into the next gen. Because State of Decay and State of Decay 2 kind of had that charming quirkiness and indie feel about it, but I feel now that they're under Microsoft's umbrella, they're really going to try and advance that game on, and it seems like the game could be a way off. We have had no date. State of Decay 2 was released in 2018. We have no date for State of Decay 3 yet. But it looks like a big factor of State of Decay 3 is going to be the infection becoming part of the wildlife and the animals themselves getting infected, because one of the coolest but also freakiest things about the trailer was we got to see, so basically a wolf turned up at the start, and there was a woman in the shot, and she kind of screamed, and the wolf kind of got scared and ran away. And then later she's tracking a load of blood on the floor, and she like kind of aims down the sight of her crossbow, and the wolf is dead, and it's having its guts eaten out by a deer. So take that as you will, a bit of a twist on nature there. So I'm very excited about where this is going to go, and it was kind of I called it as soon as I saw it. I'm like, this is State of Decay. This is definitely State of Decay. But so State of Decay 3 is 100% confirmed. It's happening. We're going to get a third. We're going to get a State of Decay trilogy, which is really, really cool. And to be honest, I think that's pretty much what most people expected, if I'm being honest. Like, a lot of people thought Undead Labs, they're going to be working on State of Decay 3. And guess what? They are. Then we had a really nice transition from Phil, and this is where Phil said that every single game that we are going to see on the showcase, or we were going to see on the showcase, is going to be available in Xbox Game Pass, which is absolutely mental. And I'm going to kind of touch on that in a minute at the end. But having every single game shown on the showcase being part of Xbox Game Pass, the value of Game Pass is just getting better and better and better. And honestly, I'm not getting paid off by Microsoft to do this. I'm a tiny YouTuber. That's definitely not happening. But I will say this very, very clearly. If you are an Xbox fan, you are a core Xbox fan, you are spending lots and lots of time on Xbox, you should be in Game Pass. It's so good. It's unreal. Game Pass really is becoming the lifeblood of my channel. I'm able to access so many new games to make lots more content for the tiniest amount of money, which is absolutely brilliant. So we move into Forza Motorsport. Interesting, not Forza Motorsport 8, Forza Motorsport. This is obviously from Turn 10. Everyone was expecting Turn 10 to be working on the next Forza Motorsport game, but I think a lot of people were expecting it to be announced as Forza Motorsport 8. But it looks like, for now, the number is being ditched. We got an in-engine trailer. The game's looking absolutely great, as always. Like Forza games and Forza Horizon in particular, those two franchises, they always look breathtaking and brilliant. We didn't really get much reveal of any tracks or any cars specifically. Normally they kind of have like this one car that's like front and center for the game. But we didn't really get that, which kind of leads me to the idea that this is really being set up as a new games as a service. Like, they're going to relaunch Forza Motorsport, and it is going to be a live game that is going to continuously be updated with new cars and new tracks. Maybe even that we might even get like a story mode or a campaign mode further down the line. Who knows? This is all speculation. None of this is confirmed. This is just my ideas. But it was really, really interesting that they've dropped the number 8, and we didn't have that kind of one car front and center. We haven't seen gameplay yet, which is very interesting, because I was expecting us to get a gameplay demo for Forza Motorsport. Usually, back in the past, it was Forza Motorsport, then Horizon, then Motorsport, then Horizon every like 2 years. They would obviously interchange annually. But it looks like we're going to get quite a big break, because there was no date for Forza Motorsport. And this is going to be a common theme throughout the show. We got no date. So it suggests to me that this game and Turn 10 with the Forza Motorsport franchise, they're really going to innovate and change things up a bit, which is obviously clearly why it's going to take a bit more time. But we will have to wait and see. Again, that was announced for just Series X and Windows PC. We're going to see this quite a lot, actually, which is interesting. I'll touch on that at the end. Then we go into Everwild. Everwild is from Rare. It's been announced again for Series X and Windows PC. This game looks really, really cool and really unique, which is exactly what I want from Xbox. I want unique games and, importantly, new IP, which is exactly what this is. We got a much longer cinematic trailer from the one that we got at XO19. XO19 was kind of a teaser trailer. We kind of got more of a look at what you may be getting up to in the game. But again, we didn't see any gameplay. We had no confirmation of that. And it looks like we're going to see a link between the player and the actual nurturing of the world around you, and the collaboration and the cooperation with the wildlife, with the animals, with the plants, with the spirits. And it looks like there's going to be quite a heavy link to magic, which is really exciting. Again, we still have no idea how this is going to actually translate into gameplay, because there is no gameplay available for this game at the moment, which I was quite taken aback by, because I thought with this being announced at XO19 in, November, this game was actually quite far along, that maybe we could be seeing this game not this year, but next year, as 2021, which kind of makes sense. You know, Rare's last big launch was Sea of Thieves, which is back in 2018. It wouldn't surprise me if they're going to kind of take 3 years to then create Everwild off of the back of that. But Everwild is being created by a completely dedicated team at Rare. There's no transition between Sea of Thieves and Rare. Sea of Thieves and Everwild. Sea of Thieves have got their own team. Everwild's got their own team. So it seems that this is still actually early in development, which was surprising. So it seems like it's going to be a little bit further away, but happy to wait for it. It's fine. And then we got one of the more exciting reveals at the showcase, for me at least, was Tell Me Why. Now, this had been previously announced, I believe, last year at E3. This is a second-party game from Don't Nod, and this is for Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and Windows PC. And we're actually getting a release date for it. Chapter 1, so it's going to be episodic by the looks of things, is going to be dropping on August the 27th, 2020, which is great. That is literally, as of today, a month away, which is great. We've got something to look forward to. this is really kind of the unique narrative approach that I've been looking for on Xbox for a while, and it's seeming we haven't really seen much gameplay. We've got an idea, but it looks like we're going to be interacting with past memories with twins, and it also involves a transgender character as well, which is great. That's awesome to hear. And we're going to be piecing things together from past memories to try and, looks like, put together a significant event that happened in the past, which looks really cool. It's very much a narrative experience, and it's going to be dropping very, very soon. So very happy about that. So look out for that on the channel, because I'm very likely that I'm going to be covering that game. And then we've got Moon Studios. Now, I got really excited at this point. So no, it's way too early for them to be announcing anything else. Obviously, Ori and the Will of the Wisps came out earlier this year, which I covered on the channel. Go check out the Ori and the Will of the Wisps playlist if you want some content on that. But we're getting a dedicated Xbox Series re-release of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and it is going to support 120 frames per second, which is something that they showed side by side, the difference between 60 and 120. And I could see that the 120 FPS version was running smoother, even though it was in slow-mo. This is great, because Ori and the Will of the Wisp, for me, at this point in time, as we sit here at the end of July of 2020, is my Game of the Year contender so far. It's my favourite game that I've played this year, probably closely followed behind by Doom Eternal. But I'm really, really happy about this, and I'm really glad that someone has just come out front up and gone, we are supporting 120 frames per second, which is brilliant to hear. And then we've got Obsidian. So Obsidian were around for quite a while because they had a lot to talk about, which is awesome. Obsidian really are going to hopefully transition into one of the front runners of Xbox Game Studios. They're going to become like this leading developer within the 15 developer studios that they've got, because they announced Outer Worlds Peril of Gorgon DLC. So this is apparently the first of 2 planned story DLC expansions for the Outer Worlds. I would presume that these are going to be paid DLC, because it looks like what's happening at the moment and the trend that is coming out of Game Pass is that the base games are going to be free, but any DLC that is going to come with those games later on down the line is going to be paid for. An example of that is Minecraft Dungeons. So the Jungle Awakens expansion for Minecraft Dungeons, that's paid. It's not much, like about $5 or probably about $6 or $7 in the US. But it looks like DLC is going to be paid for, whereas the base game is going to remain free on Game Pass. This is actually coming quite soon. This is coming at September the 9th this year, which is great, on Xbox One, Series X and PC. And I'm really, really looking forward to this. I need to go back and finish The Outer Worlds. I really enjoyed it, but I didn't stick around for it for very long because I just kind of got sucked out by other games at the time. I do need to go back and play it and complete it, because I was really enjoying the style, the quirky humour. It was running a little rough on my Xbox One, actually. I've still got the original Xbox One, my Halo 5 Xbox One. It was running a little rough at places, but not too bad. So that's that. Then we obviously got more confirmation about Grounded. So Grounded is actually dropping, as of this recording, tomorrow in Xbox Game Pass as a part of Xbox Game Preview. That's obviously going to be Xbox One. It's also going to be enhanced for Series X, and it's coming to Windows PC. I felt it was one of the best trailers on the showcase. It didn't take itself seriously at all, which I absolutely loved. And it looks like they're going to continue to develop the game with the community's assistance and feedback, which is really cool. I'm still interested to see how this is actually going to work out. But I'm looking forward to this game. I think it's cool. It's neat. It's a new IP. It's a new idea. It's very diverse. I got to play XO19, although I was playing on mouse and keyboard, so I didn't have the best experience with it because I'm crap at mouse and keyboard. But I really enjoyed it, and I really like the premise of the game, and I'm looking forward to playing it. And then we got the big one. So the big one was right at the end when we got yes, we are working on that new AAA RPG, and here it is. Now, again, it was just a CGI trailer, but we got the announcement of Avowed, which is going to come to Series X and Windows PC. This is a new IP, but it looks like it's being set in the Pillars of Eternity universe. I haven't played Pillars of Eternity, so if you have played Pillars of Eternity and that means something to you, great. Again, it's a AAA RPG. It's kind of giving off to me some very significant Skyrim vibes, because right at the end, we kind of got to see a fire arrow kind of transitioning through the landscapes and all this kind of stuff. And right at the end, we got to see a character of some form. It's first person, which is really cool. Pull out a sword and some kind of magic, which kind of looked like how Doctor Strange uses his time stone in, obviously, Doctor Strange. And in the Avengers films, which was really neat. So it's kind of giving off that cross between melee combat and swordplay, as well as having some spells and magic involved as well. Again, no date, this is going to be a way off. This game, I think of all the games that have probably been announced so far, new IP-wise, Everwild, Hellblade 2, Avowed, and more that are going to come in a minute. I think this is probably the furthest one away, because Obsidian just seem to be so busy right now that they're releasing so much stuff, which is great, but it looks like this is going to take quite a while. And then we get into some second-party stuff with As Dusk Falls, which is coming to Series X and Windows PC. This is from Interior Night, who are based in the UK. This looks really, really cool. I'm saying that a lot, but I generally do feel this way. It's very unique in that it's going to be an interactive drama by the looks of things. It's got a very, very unique art style, which is awesome. It looks gorgeous as well. It looks really, really, really well crafted. It's going to take place in the American Southwest. It's going to involve the story of two families, and it's going to span over a 30-year period. So this is going to be like a real chunky story going on. And it looks like something obviously goes down in the American Southwest involving these two families, and then there's going to be lots of lies and secrets and all sorts, and we're going to try and unpiece that and unravel it as we go through the story. Again, we have no date for that, but it looks like we're getting a really diverse lineup of games, which is absolutely fantastic. And then, in my opinion, we come to probably the weirdest part of the show. So, Ninja Theory. Obviously, we know Ninja Theory have been acquired by Microsoft. They're working on Hellblade 2, which I'm absolutely stoked for, because I'm a massive Hellblade fan. And I'm thinking, oh yes, we're gonna get a new trailer. We might even get a look at gameplay. We got neither of those. We got the announcement of a dev diary, which again I've checked out. It's about a 3-minute video. It's cool, but it's not what I was looking for. And they've basically confirmed that the game is going to be taking place in Iceland, which I called way back when I did my Hellblade 2 is happening, to the follow-up of my Hellblade 2 Will It Happen video. And a lot of people in the comment section said, yeah, it looks like it's going to be Iceland, and I kind of agreed with that, and it is happening in Iceland. Now, if you hadn't had a chance to look at the dev diary, I would, because it does give away some details. It seems like this is going to be a much bigger game, in that from the conversations that they were having in the dev diary, it seems that Senua is going to be travelling across the country and going to various different locations across the country. And I've been to Iceland. I've had the fortune of going to Iceland. I've been in the Reykjavik area, which is the capital, and I've got a chance to go to the Blue Lagoon. But Iceland is a very, very unique landscape. It's very volcanic, and it's, in a weird way, kind of comes across as very Jurassic. Like, it's very, very prehistoric in the way that it looks. And it's a really, really cool setting, and I'm glad they're going there. So hopefully we'll get to hear more from them in the future. But it just seemed, again, a little odd that they didn't kind of show anything new. Even if it was just another trailer, just to give us a tease of what the story of this is going to be. Because we have no idea what the story of this is going to be. We have no idea where Senua is in the terms of her psyche and how she's dealing with her psychosis. We have no idea why she's in Iceland. Hopefully we'll hear about those things sooner rather than later. No date, but we did get the official confirmation that it's going to be using Unreal Engine 5. And if you're talking about your hyper-realistic, photogenic Xbox exclusive that can match Sony and what they've been doing lately with their third-person action-adventure games, this is the one. This is the one, in my opinion, that is kind of being pushed as the, okay, we've got these types of games as well, which is very, very exciting. Then we move into Psychonauts 2. This is obviously from Double Fine. This is going to be launched on Series X, Xbox One, and Windows PC. So this is a game that has definitely been confirmed for Xbox One. We got a really cool look at Jack Black. Jack Black is the voice of Moat the Light, and he also seems to be singing the main title soundtrack, which is great. We did get a new gameplay trailer. This gameplay looks very wacky, very quirky, and extremely colourful. So if you're someone who suffers from epilepsy or photo-triggered epilepsy, I know it's probably not the technical word for it, that's all I can think of right now, I wouldn't play this game, because this game is trippy as. It looks really cool. Again, I know I'm saying that a lot, but it looks really good. I don't know whether, honestly, this is going to be my type of game, but if it's in Game Pass, I'm going to try it out, because I can, and I don't have to worry about it if I don't like it. I can just uninstall it. Interestingly, though, is even with this one, which does seem to be further along than a lot of the other games we've got announced, still has no date. So I would imagine this is probably going to come around, I don't know, Q1 or 2 maybe next year. This is definitely a next year game, especially if the console is launching probably in November, late October, early November, around that period. This game's coming later, but at the end of the day, we still have no date. Then we get into some third-party stuff, which again was very exciting. Destiny 2 was on the show, and Destiny 2 is going to be coming to Game Pass, and they're going to be releasing a new version of Destiny 2 called Beyond Light. And Bungie are releasing it, obviously, and that's coming to Game Pass on November 10th, so we've actually got a release date for this. Again, this is going to be, looks like it's going to be optimized for Series X as well, and it's coming to Xbox One and Windows PC. The mechanics of this were really, really interesting. I'm trying not to say cool, because I'm saying that a lot, but they were very interesting, very unique. It looks like we're going to get some kind of mechanics that allow us to freeze enemies, shatter enemies, some kind of like crystal ice effects that are going to allow us new traversal opportunities. I haven't played Destiny or Destiny 2. I kind of passed on those. But this is something I'm definitely going to dive into a little bit when it comes to Game Pass, because I'm very much looking forward to it. That's if I've got time, because if this is coming November 10th, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is November the 17th, and then Cyberpunk 2077 is November the 19th. That's going to be a busy week, also while I'm still working full time. Then we got Stalker 2. So Stalker 2 is coming from Game World, and this looks like kind of a horror game. Again, it was a CGI trailer. We didn't really see much of it. It was announced for Series X and Windows PC, but we didn't get any date. Again, curious of how this is going to end up. I haven't played the first Stalker. It seems to have generated a lot of interest online now, which is really cool. We also got Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. Now, we did get some kind of release date. Well, it's not really a date, it's a window of 2021, rather big window. This has been developed by Fat Shark, and again, we didn't get any gameplay. It was a CGI trailer, but this is going to be a console launch exclusive for the Series X and on Windows PC. We then got a really cool kind of like lockdown, like emotional lockdown trailer from Tetris Effect Connected, which is coming to Series X, Xbox One, and Windows PC. This is being developed by Enhance. This is coming holiday 2020, which means it looks like it is going to be launching either with the console or very close to the Series X launch. So that's a good thing. We then got The Gunk, which is the console launch exclusive for Series X, Xbox One, and Windows PC from SteamWorld. Looked interesting, this one. It kind of reminded me of Journey to the Savage Planet a little bit. There's going to be some cool gameplay elements in that, I think, with the idea that there's this kind of like, this almost like parasitic gunk that's taking over this world that the character has landed on, and it's about sucking up the gunk and lots of all sorts. It looked interesting, although a little weird. And then we got a better look at The Medium. Now, The Medium is a game that is really, really being pushed, I think, in my opinion, as a must-have game for the Series X, because it is a console launch exclusive, and it's basically taking advantage of the Series X's power to render two worlds at the same time. Dual realities. We're going to have the real world, obviously the one we're living in, and the spirit world, and our character is going to be moving between the two worlds simultaneously. So in order to get past obstacles in one world, you have to transition into the other world. But it looks like from some of the gameplay details I've been able to see online that both worlds are going to be running at exactly the same time, and you can just select which one you need to go into, which is really, really, really cool. Again, I don't know what kind of story we're going to get behind this. It's very much a horror game, and or at least a psychological thriller in that way. But I'm definitely going to play this, especially with it being on Game Pass, because I'm not the biggest horror fan in anything really, like novels or TV or film or whatever. But this is something that I really, really want to play, and I will cover this. As long as I've got time, I will hopefully cover this game, which is exciting. Then we got confirmation of Phantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis. This is going to be a console launch exclusive on Series X, Xbox One, and Windows PC. This is coming in 2021. And by the way, I think The Medium, we haven't had a confirmation date on that yet, but I think that's because they haven't announced the launch date yet, because I think it is going to launch with the console. I think it is going to be a launch title, which is exciting. But back to Fantasy Star Online 2, sorry. I'm really, really happy that Xbox and Phil and the team are trying to go out there and get some Japanese content for the Xbox, because at the end of the day, there's something it's been lacking for a long time. In those early days of like the original Xbox and the Xbox 360, there were lots of great, JRPGs and Japanese games on the platform, but they've kind of dried up lately, and it seems that Xbox have struggled to build trust and relationships with Japanese developers and to kind of actually get a foothold in Japan. So it's exciting about that. I'm glad they're going to do that, which is good. And then we got the Crossfire X campaign trailer. Now, I will make this clear that the multiplayer for Crossfire X is available as part of Game Pass, but the campaign is going to be paid. You're going to have to pay for the campaign, which is fair, is understandable. It looks like a lot of work has gone into this. And the actual gameplay, a lot of people, I've not played Crossfire X, but a lot of people said the gameplay in terms of the multiplayer is very much similar to that of Counter-Strike. I could be wrong on that, but it looks like the campaign itself is going to be more of that traditional FPS experience. It kind of brought me back Call of Duty Battlefield style vibe, but it looked really impressive. It looked really, really good. So fingers crossed that is going to be a top looking game on the Series X. It's also going to come to Xbox One. And then that kind of really summed up the showcase until we got that one more thing that Matt Booty teased, and it was Fable. Fable has been officially revealed, and guess what? It is being created by Playground's second team. We got a really cool trailer. It was really quirky, a bit humorous. A fairy got eaten by a toad. There you go. You don't see that very often. But it had that classic kind of British narration voice. It looks like they're going to very much stick with the theme and the tone of the actual trilogy. What kind of Fable this is going to be, whether it's going to be a Fable 4, whether it's going to be completely rebooted. I'm hoping, by the looks of things, it is going to be very much that hyper-realistic, photogenic style, graphically intensive game. It looks like they could be moving away from more of the cartoony art style that made Fable originally, which I'm all up for. I want this game to look as best as it possibly can. And then we got the awesome sizzle reel, like we always do at the end, and that was the end of the show. So, my overall thoughts on the show, I thought it was very, very good. I came away very happy. We got to see a lot of good glimpses and details around some of the games that aren't coming. And at the end of the day, one of the biggest criticisms around Xbox of this generation and Microsoft this generation has been the lack of first-party exclusives and the lack of new first-party IP. It is clear, even if they are going to seemingly be a bit of a way away, we are getting them, and that's important. I thought the pace and the presentation was awesome. The diversity of games at the show was excellent, and I think that's something they're going to tap into because, and again, this is not me firing shots. This is just me stating at least my observation, but Sony have doubled down this generation and look to continue to double down next generation with that very stylized, hyper-realistic, photogenic, third-person action-adventure game. You know, kind of those graphically intensive games. And they do them very, very well. That's not a criticism. But that's what they're good at, and that's what they're doubling down on. It looks like Microsoft are going to kind of go a bit of a different direction, and they're going to showcase the diversity of games that exist within their not only their first-party portfolio, but with their second-party and third-party partnerships that are going to get exclusive to the console, at least for a time. Which I think is a good idea. I think it's a good idea because at the moment, Xbox don't have those IP, those games that can match Sony in that specific area, those third-person action-adventure narrative-based games. They are coming. They're definitely going to come, and they're definitely going to come down, hopefully very, very soon. Hellblade 2 is going to be one of them. Hopefully, Avowed is going to be another one, even though it is an RPG, but it's going to be kind of the similar style. And maybe even Fable, which would be great. So they're being worked on, they're just not ready yet. And you've got to remember, Xbox has spent a lot of money and a lot of investment in these studios. It's going to take them time to get into a regular cadence of consistently releasing first-party games, maybe every quarter. It's going to be a little while before that happens at the end of the day. And I think that's the one unfortunate thing that we've come away with, is that some of these games are going to be a ways off. I had in my head a good idea of what I thought the release dates for some of these games could be. I thought Hellblade and Everwild were definitely going to be hitting next year. I'm doubting that now. And I think that's the one problem that I've had from the showcases. It's very hard to put together or try and piece together when these games are going to come out, or even what year they're going to come out. I was gutted not to see more on Hellblade 2. That's pretty fair. I was hoping we would see more of them, or more of the game. The real winner was really Game Pass. Game Pass, and if you are a member of Game Pass, especially Game Pass Ultimate, which you should be in my opinion, if you can afford it, we've had 22 games that they showed on the showcase. They're all going to be coming to Game Pass, which is just ridiculous. And you think about all the first-party games that are going to drop on Game Pass: Halo Infinite, Hellblade 2, Avowed, Grounded, Outer Worlds is obviously on there right now, Everwild, Psychonauts 2. These games are going to launch in Game Pass, and they're never going to leave. They're going to stay there. So the value of Game Pass just keeps getting better and better and better. I still think some of the criticisms-wise, they still need to show people a reason why you should get an Xbox Series X. I'm going to get one regardless because I'm an Xbox fan, I'm an Xbox fanboy, an Xbox content creator. I'm going to buy the Series X. But for the more casual fan, and I know, and we'll get into it in a second, it's not necessarily the be-all and end-all whether you buy a Series X or not, but Microsoft should really be giving the kind of casual fan who might be on the fence a reason why they should be buying the Series X over the PlayStation 5. And other than we've got Game Pass, they didn't really show that off in the show. I want to know why the console itself is the premier console and why people should be in the console space at least be buying the Series X instead of the PlayStation 5. And I don't think they've done that yet. They might do it. Hopefully it's going to be coming soon with the August showcase, which is looking like it's going to be more on the hardware side. And that's the biggest thing I took away from it, is they didn't really sell the Series X in my opinion. They were selling Game Pass more. I think Halo Infinite, unfortunately, based in the current state that the demo was in, which I've touched on in my breakdown, go check those out, is it wasn't the right game to showcase a Series X. If they had a gameplay demo, even if it was very early build, but they were able to polish the crap out of it just for it to be a demo of Forza Motorsport, that could have been the game. But unfortunately, because I think a lot of people were expecting Halo Infinite to be the real showcase of what the Series X is all about, and that didn't hit. That's why I think Halo Infinite unfortunately got dragged a lot, and that's Microsoft's fault. They positioned that game wrong, in my opinion. But what is also important is we still haven't heard from a lot of studios. We still haven't heard anything from the Initiative. We still haven't heard from the Coalition, In Exile, Mojang, World's Edge, or Compulsion Games. We didn't hear anything from any of those guys. And Matt Booty did tease at the end that we will be seeing more later this year. So that hints that we could be seeing a second showcase, which would be excellent if we could. And roll on the August event, really. So that pretty much sums up all my thoughts and everything that happened on the Xbox Game Showcase. I will quickly go through Game Pass gems for you. Well, the biggest news with Game Pass, to be fair, is that everything we saw on the showcase will at some point be coming to Game Pass, which is great. Xbox are launching a Game Pass Ultimate Summer Mode, which is basically a load of perks for Game Pass Ultimate members. So there's going to be Dauntless, which is available now. So you can download the exclusive Emerald Steeled Weapon Skin Pack for Dauntless, offering 7 different skins along with several supplies to take on your hunt, including Lifespring and Ironhide Pylons. Apparently this is not available in South Korea, Taiwan, or Hong Kong for some reason. Postmates available now. Claim your 3 months of unlimited free deliveries with Postmates Unlimited. Postmates Unlimited is a subscription service that offers free delivery on every order over $12 from more than 600,000 restaurants, retailers, and convenience stores, and offers other membership benefits, including exclusive discounts and offers. It's available in the US only. Lucky you guys. See the perks gallery for full terms and conditions. Double your points on select ultimate quests. So during summer mode, you can complete certain ultimate weekly quests for double the points. Here are a few of the games to download and be prepared to earn more. Keep an eye on the Xbox Game Pass mobile app for all regular and summer modes. So starting 28th of July, we have City Skylines 100 points, past 50 days. Starting the 4th of August is Fallout 76, embark on a new quest for the Overseer. Starting the 11th of August, We Happy Few, 100 points again. That was 50 points for the Fallout 76 one. The We Happy Few one's 100. Kill 7 enemies. That'll be fun. Starting the 18th of August, Streets of Rogue. That's 50 points. Fight, sneak, and hack your way. Hopefully people know what it means. And starting the 25th of August, the Turing Test. 100 points. Walk 125 meters. There's also a Microsoft Rewards Punch card. We're only getting started with summer mode, and we're going to keep the points coming. Ultimate members, keep an eye on the Microsoft Rewards app on console for the summer mode punch card and punch your way to earning up to 300 points. There's sweepstakes, the point chaser, Between now and August 5th, if you earn more than 500 Gamerscore points, go to the Xbox Game Pass dash on your console and enter for the chance to win one of 5 golden Xbox One X consoles. Again, only available in the US. More sweepstakes. Even if you don't win the golden Xbox One X console this week, this isn't our only sweepstakes for the summer. We'll have more ways for you to win, and coming soon you can give to a charity partner by donating your reward points for a future sweepstakes entry. Keep an eye on the Xbox Game Pass hub on your Xbox One console dashboard for more details this summer. So lots of stuff going on for quests and points and whatnot. A reminder of games with gold for July. WRC 8 FIA World Rally Championship is still available until the 31st on Xbox One. Dunk Lords is still available into August 15th on Xbox One. And Juju is still available July 31st on Xbox One and Xbox 360. And finally, our Xbox Store stash for this week is Mind of Scare, July 28th. A first-person survival horror game set in a remote hotel of a gory and macabre? I don't know how to say that word, sorry. History from British folklore. Inspired by the haunting tales of Elizabeth Williams, discover a suffocating family secret with stealth tactics amongst sound-based AI enemies. Sorry, I kind of screwed that one up a little bit. Samurai Showdown Neo Geo Collection, July 28th. The Ultimate Collection is here. It all began in '93, and now the weapon-based fighting game series that swept the world is ready to be taken home in a new stellar collection. 6 Neo Geo titles, as well as one mysterious unreleased game, are featured. Interesting. Destroy All Humans, July 28th, Xbox One X Enhanced. Terrorize the people of 1950s Earth in the role of the evil alien Crypto 137. Harvest their DNA and bring down the US government in the faithful remake of the legendary Alien Invasion action adventure. Annihilate puny humans using an assortment of alien weaponry and psychic abilities. Skater XL, July 28th. Experience unparalleled board control and responsiveness while you skate legendary real-world skate spots. Style your tricks the way you want, from the way you flip the board to the way you move your feet. Feel connected to your board like never before. Grounded is obviously available in Game Preview, July 28th, Xbox Play Anywhere and Xbox Game Pass. The world is a vast, beautiful and dangerous place, especially when you have been shrunken to the size of an ant. Explore, build and survive together in this first-person multiplayer survival adventure. You can play single player, by the way. Can you thrive alongside hordes of giant insects, fighting to survive the perils of the backyard? Other Side, July 28th. As humanity's last hope, lead your army to combat in an intricate dance of spectacular actions and counters using an original dynamic timeline system, and face fearsome bosses in epic battles. The Daughters, echoes of the greatest warrior to ever live, are all who stand before suffering and death. Cuba's Arena, July 28th. An electrifying arena brawler twin stick slasher game. Players baller a slave fighting his way through an array of gladiators to reclaim his freedom. Play solo or in local co-op and fight waves of enemies using a variety of weapons, armory and skills. The 112th Seed, July 29th. In a future where Earth has become uninhabitable and food is so scarce that most of humanity has perished, take the role of a seed that can restore hope. Solve puzzles, avoid traps, grow plants, and find an exit in this casual yet challenging pixel art platformer. Nicole, July 29th. Classes, homework, and mysterious abductions. You can take up part-time jobs to earn money, explore various locations, do recreational and extracurricular activities, and meet intriguing characters like Darren, Kurt, Jeff, and Ted in this dating simulator. The Sims 4 Nifty Knitting, July 29th. In this artsy community-voted stuff pack, Sims can needle their own clothes, toys, and knittable home decor. Take a seat in one of the new rocking chairs and start creating. When you're done, pile your handcrafted styles onto your loved ones, or turn a profit with the new online shopping platform, Plopsy. What delightful projects will Sims take on? Lost Wing, July 29th. Lost Wing combines shooting and flying at super high speed, race for a huge variety of tracks, dodging and shooting everything in your way. If you reach the end goal, destroy the boss for a massive points bonus, featuring an original electronic soundtrack, multiple play modes, stages, ships and weapons, a perfect challenge for the most demanding players. Nowhere Profit, July 29th, Xbox Game Pass for console and PC. You are the last hope to a band of outcasts and refugees. Lead them across the randomly generated wastelands, pick fights with greedy slavers and crazy machines using the turn-based card combat. Can you survive long enough to reach the mysterious crypt? Hellpoint, July 30th, an intense action RPG taking place on Irid Nova, a derelict space station soaked in an intoxicating dark sci-fi atmosphere. Fight dreadful creatures, face the cosmic gods, and unravel their twisted story. Should the challenge be too great, play with a friend in local or online co-op. Yakuza Kiwami 2, July 30th, Xbox Game Pass for console and PC. Kazuma Kiryu, the Dragon of Dojima, must face the ambitious Ryuji Goda, the Dragon of Kanzai, in an all-out war between two rival Yakuza clans. An extreme recreation of one of Yakuza's most beloved entries, There Can Only Be One Dragon. Merchant the Sky, July 30th. Captain a small cloud ship and work your way towards establishing your own company. Merchant of the Skies aims to capture the feeling of travelling the world and setting up your own company with exploration, base building, trading and RPG elements. The Tourist, July 30th. Xbox Game Pass console and PC. You are just arriving at the Monument Islands. Want to go swimming or rather take a dive into deep sea? Or do you want to visit the amusement arcade, do some shopping, dance at the beach party? Fancy some surfing? Or will you talk with the strange old tourist and listen to what he has to say about these ancient mysterious monuments? Explore all these activities in this action-adventure puzzle game. Castle Storm 2, July 31st. Castle Storm 2 levels up gaming's greatest genre mishmash with ruthless destruction powered by Unreal 4, plus a whole new metagame with strategic tactical conquest. The heroes of the kingdom defend their homeland against the vile forces of the undead, and only you can plot the path to triumph with both sides in two epic story-driven campaigns, but not without some hands-on chaotic carnage and delightful devastation. Family Mysteries, Poisonous Promises, July 31st. Entertaining plunge into the world of debauched elites, alluring women and corrupted cops, where power is the ultimate currency. This is the thrilling introduction to the brand new Hidden Object game series in a tradition of best police dramas. Seasons of the Samurai, July 31st. Lead a samurai through a series of puzzles set in the 8 provinces of Japan. Control the season and the time of day to change the configuration of each level, allowing the samurai a safe passage to the next level. Swim Out, July 31st. Dive into the relaxing and refreshing atmosphere of Swim Out, a strategic turn-based puzzle game that will transport you into a sunny day by the swimming pool, the river or the sea. Plan each of your strokes wisely and be sure to never cross any other swimmer's path if you want to peacefully enjoy the sea view on a cozy chasselange. I think that's how you say that. Heroes of Hammerwatch Ultimate Edition, July 31st. Encounter endless hordes of enemies, traps, puzzles, secrets, and tons of loot as you battle your way through procedurally generated levels to reach the top of the Forsaken Spire. Upgrade to grant your persistent heroes with various enhancements that will further help you in your quest and even bring them to your friend's game. Whew, we had quite a lot again for the Xbox Store Stash this week. I went on a little bit, tried to get through it as quick as possible. But that rounds up this week's show, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please make sure you leave a like, you head over to InstallationX and subscribe, and you hit that bell for notifications for more Xbox content. Let me know your thoughts on the Xbox Game Showcase in the comment section below. And as always, for more Xbox content, stay tuned to InstallationX. Bye, guys.